Hi and welcome to this month's meditation. This month we're going to do a waterfall meditation. It's a really helpful way to look at our thoughts and imagine our thoughts, our feelings, our stresses, our strains are like the water in a waterfall. Sadly, I don't live near a waterfall, but I do live near this beautiful riverside setting, and it's a really calming environment from which to practice. John Kabat-Zinn, who brought mindfulness to the West in the 80s, said that another way to look at meditation is to view thinking as a waterfall of cascading thoughts. And in cultivating mindfulness, we are going beyond and behind our thoughts, just as we might find a vantage point in a cave or a depression in the rock behind the waterfall. And so that is essentially what we're going to do. We're going to bring to mind a waterfall. Try not to overthink what's the perfect waterfall for today. Whichever waterfall comes to mind, that's your perfect one for today. And don't get hung up on the visualization. Some people can get a bit hung up on visualization. Visualization doesn't have to be HD, picture perfect quality. It can be a sense. It can be visual if you are a visual person. It can be more wordy if you're a more wordy person. It really depends how you perceive your world. But just try and get a sense of it and a feeling. So sitting in a nice, comfortable position. You may lie down on the floor if you prefer. Rolling back your shoulders. Taking a nice, smooth breath in and out. We're just going to, before we start the meditation, practice a few rounds of longer exhalation. This helps to activate the relaxation response and is a really useful tool to know if you're feeling stressed. Just take a few rounds of longer exhalation. So breathing in and out. And then breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring to mind a waterfall. Doesn't matter what waterfall, whichever waterfall comes to mind first. And just take a few moments to observe your waterfall. And then as you look at the waterfall, notice that there is a crevice behind the waterfall. A vantage point in a cave behind the waterfall, or just a small indentation in the rock. You can walk behind the waterfall. So you slowly and gently take that walk, finding a comfortable place behind the waterfall. to just stand and watch the water cascading down in front of you. Bringing all your awareness to the water as it falls in front of you. Visualize or imagine that cascading water in front of you. And then try to envisage your thoughts as if they are the waterfall. And instead of getting caught up with our thoughts, we're simply stepping backwards and observing them, just as we're observing the water in the waterfall cascading in front of us. And if you find yourself getting distracted by thoughts, you haven't done anything wrong. It's almost as if you've just stepped into the waterfall, getting sprayed by the water. Simply acknowledge you've been distracted and imagine that you're stepping back away from the flow of the water, stepping away from the flow of thoughts, stresses, strains, just allowing them to flow in front of you, cascading away, letting them go, releasing them. Now bring your awareness to the water in the waterfall. What colour is the water? Is it flowing gently or is it flowing fast? What are the drops like that spray away from the waterfall? Just taking some time to tap into the detail of the water as it cascades in front of you. And of course, every time you get distracted by thoughts, imagine it's just like you've been stepping back into the flow of the water. Gently step away, allowing these thoughts to float away as the water falls in front of you. Now taking a moment to get curious about this flow of thought. Taking a moment to remind yourself that thoughts are just thoughts. They're not necessarily fact. What is the quality of these thoughts? Are they scattered or calm? Are they engulfing and obsessive? Or are they easy and flow? Being mindful to just bring a kindful awareness, no judgment, no criticism. And then gently bring your attention back to the waterfall itself, becoming aware of the flow of water in front of you. Watching this water as it cascades in front of you. And maybe as you become aware from this observational vantage point maybe you can become aware of a kindful action step that you may take. Something that you can do to move forward. Don't worry if nothing comes to mind. The mere fact that you have asked this question will help this kindful action step become apparent to you. Maybe you can take a moment to choose to kindly accept whatever the thoughts or stresses are that are disturbing you. Choosing to let it go. Release it. Bringing that sense of kindful acceptance. And before we finish this meditation, take a moment to reflect with your awareness on how frequently you had to step away from the waterfall as you noticed yourself becoming distracted by thoughts. Just bring a kindful awareness to this observation. There's no judgment, no criticism, it's not a competition, it's just a kindful observation. And when you're ready, gently bringing your awareness back to the room and to your breath. And in your own time, gently opening your eyes to the room.